I could not help but be more proud of this incredible woman, Aimee Feenan, at 17 years old. Her practice and dedication to self-love, authenticity, and showing up as her real self is exactly what the world needs to see right now. Enjoy this chat on what I believe is the real pandemic. This is with myself and Aimee Feenan. Get in there. Let me try that again. Welcome everyone. It's Megs here from Watch Your Language. This is something really truly special that we are about to discuss. Now, I'm going to be jumping on here today, but not just myself, with a beautiful human, Aimee Feenan. I honestly just adore the woman this lady is becoming. She is going to ripple some waves out there. She is just so magical and determined to inspire others. We are going to be chatting about something that I'm so passionate, and I actually will be sharing a little bit from my book into the topic of the selfie addiction, which is part of my book, Watch Your Language. And it's actually the start of my second book, The Perfection Pandemic. Now, you guys would have probably seen over on my Instagram or my website that I'm running the Perfection Pandemic workshops across New South Wales, late April and May, because this, I believe, is the real pandemic that we are facing. You know, over 2 years of a lot of our teenagers, especially 12 to 17-year-olds, spending so much time on their devices, which was the way that it was. You know, we all numbed and ran from the feelings we didn't want to feel and the fear and the anxiety that came with the pandemic. Thank you, Kathy. I can't wait either. Oh, hey guys, thank you for jumping on. Yeah, so we all had this huge shift, and what we used for a numbing device was different in our age demographics, you know. So say for adults, we might have numbed with alcohol, with drugs, with sex, with online shopping. Whereas teenagers, you know, especially in that anywhere from the age of, 8 or down to 6 years old, they're using phones now and TikTok. They're constantly in front of content that has been edited, right? That has been using a filter, and that is promoting an image that is not real. Now, this is what we're going to discuss today. So we're going to be chatting again to Aimee Feenan, who is 17 years old, and we're going to have a real conversation about her thoughts on this Snapchat and selfie dysmorphia, and body editing apps, and, you know, authenticity, what it's like to be this beautiful, raw and authentic human at the age of 17 in the world we're in today. So let's get Aimee on this chat. I'll do my best. Oh, that looks nice and easy. And before she jumps on, I'm so proud of this woman. And as I said, she is going to create some
Hello.
humans. There she is. Hey,
Hello, how
Aimee.
are you?
So good to see your
Oh,
face.
you too. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, just I'm really grateful for you.
Oh, thank you.
Um, and just taking the time out to have this conversation. It's something that is very much, I guess, you know, in your world, I suppose, you know, your demographic is 17, right? Still, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it's very much your world, right? Like
Yeah,
these phones and devices and things like that. And I think it's why I wanted to get you on here, as I know you quite well. And of
yeah,
course, your mum, and coming to the retreat, the last retreat that we did,
yeah,
your passion and drive for what you want to do is
yes.
just incredible. So if you want to tell the viewers on here, I guess, yeah, what it is,
Yeah,
what your passion, what's your desire, go for it.
yeah. So I love talking. I don't want to get emotional. I love talking about self-love and just how to love yourself and just to be authentic. And it's just it's it's a different world to be in as a teenager, to be like with filters and people bringing you down with on like cyberbullying and all of that. And it's just yeah, like in my world, it's so different. And yeah, so I love talking about self-love and just loving and appreciating your body. And yeah, I just love talking about it. So yeah.
Do you know what? You really hit a big nail on the head there for me. The just the energy behind hearing you speak about loving and appreciating your body,
Yeah.
because it's just something that it feels good, right?
Oh,
It
I love it.
at 17, at your age, I was right in the smack of an eating disorder. I
Yeah.
had anorexia. I was a
Yeah.
complete opposite end of the scale to this,
Yeah.
and just lights me up to see you at 17 to go to actually love and accept my body is the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing in the world. And I know that you know that other people can feel the same, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And like, even for me, I still struggle sometimes to love myself and my body, but it's
Yeah,
it's a journey. It's a journey to get
100%.
to that point, but it's an amazing journey, and to learn about it and like how your body works even, it's just so amazing. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's about knowing that there is no perfect body, right? There is
Yeah. No.
no end point. And what we see is exactly that. It is just this incredible vehicle, right, to get us
Yeah.
around in. And we never reach this perfect point in our body. So as what you're saying, we may as well love and appreciate it now
Yeah.
for exactly what it is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, so beautiful to hear you talk about that.
Yeah.
It's just, I know you guys that are on here, seriously, give us a little comment just to let us know how amazing she is. Amy's 17, right? And to have this awareness in and around body image and her body and just how incredible it is, it just, it just shines out of her, doesn't it? And this is the stuff that I want every teenager to feel. And this is why I'm so passionate about these body editing apps. And Aimee, look, this is, something that's so present in your world. And
Yeah.
for the last 3.5 years, whilst writing my book, What's Your Language, I really dove into, I guess, kind of by accident, I guess. When I downloaded TikTok,
Yeah.
I had to for my research. I didn't want to. And
Yeah.
I realized, I realized just how deep and dark this pandemic is, and
Yeah.
how many people were using body editing apps such as Snow, Facetune,
Yeah.
Me Too, Perfect Me. There's ones out there for guys
Yeah.
called Manly and things like that, where we can add on
Yeah.
abdominals, trim our waist, change our whole face. You guys have
Yeah.
seen my videos.
Yeah.
But this for you is very real. Like, this
Yeah.
is this what you see on your Instagram and Snapchat? I know you're on
I
Snapchat.
yes, I do a lot. There's so many men and women out there who are using filters, and I actually saw something that the other day, and this person said they're not beautiful without like an editing app, and I felt really sorry for them, and I just wanted to
Yep.
help them, because to say that you don't love yourself without using an app to make yourself something that you're not,
Yeah.
really sad. And yeah, I just wanted to help them. So yeah, it's struggling to watch me being as
Mm.
a teenager. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting because a lot of things that I was being directed to was the comment section.
Yes.
And that's the part where I actually was spending hours in my research
Yeah.
on TikTok and Instagram, and you would have seen it, I guess, and I used to do it myself years ago on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'd post a photo and I'd get high off seeing the comments of, oh, you're hot, you're sexy, beautiful,
Yeah.
stunning, you're so amazing. I'll like
Yeah.
look at all of this, like hundreds of comments,
Yeah.
and that increase our dopamine levels. We think, great, that I've got to post another photo to look like that so that I get as many comments, and we're looking for this external validation, aren't we, when it must come from
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just I'm I don't know what to say because it's just it breaks my heart. It does a bit because like I don't even know how to put it in words because it seriously breaks my heart to see.
Mm.
Oh
You and
yeah,
me both, sister.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a really huge, yeah. Hang on, just
yeah,
yeah, it's something that's it is so big now. It's
yeah,
happening everywhere.
yeah,
You know, right down to an app in China called So Young,
mm,
where you can actually take a photo of your face. It analyzes the face and the structure.
yeah,
Even when you hold the camera up to the phone, it already blurs out any wrinkles,
mm,
and it actually whitens the skin because it's an Asian
yeah,
app. And that's their definition of beautiful, is having white skin.
yeah,
It looks really bizarre on my skin, being
yeah,
quite tanned. Um, but and then it actually tells you what's wrong with your face
yeah,
and what you need to get fixed.
yeah,
And then it's linked in with plastic surgeons that can offer
mm,
you a payment plan to
yeah,
then go and get plastic surgery to look like your filtered self.
yeah.
Like, this is not okay.
I know. It's it's crazy, honestly. I just yeah, I know. It's just so sad to see it. And
Mm.
like you're like I just want to teach them just how to love themselves. That's all I want to do because I'm obviously
Beautiful.
speechless because yeah, I feel for them and
Yep.
yeah, yeah, I'm very speechless actually.
You know what, Amy? The thing is, and even just us talking right now, there's heaps of people on here. Like, I know, I've just seen all you guys. Like, already you're delivering such a beautiful message, you know. And it really is when we, as what you're saying, when we do edit a photo, so
Yeah,
to speak, it's saying that we don't feel enough as we are,
yeah,
right? At the end of the day, why do we feel the need? We need to get underneath the why of why we can't just have our normal face or our normal body
yeah,
in a photo. Why would we need to tuck in our waist or widen
yeah,
our hips or smooth out our skin?
yeah,
We need to get to the root, and you mentioned it before. It's self-love and acceptance,
yeah,
and this is it in a nutshell. How when we can become present enough to be aware that we are using these apps to gain
mm,
external validation from others.
yeah,
What a beautiful opportunity to step into ourselves. And as you know, you're already doing the work on yourself. And
yeah,
to actually go, hang on a second, I actually need to give myself more self-love. I need to
yeah,
practice, right, putting that energy back into myself and lifting my self-worth.
yeah,
Because that worthiness must come from us, not from anything
yeah.
external, right?
Exactly. You can be naturally beautiful without oh, something just fell. You can be naturally beautiful
Yeah.
without changing anything. And
Oh,
all it takes is you believing in yourself that you are beautiful. That's the only thing because you're only focusing on the negative things about you. Say like you've got short arms or my thighs are too big and I got too much acne. But you're only focusing on the negative parts of your body and not the positives. Like, I'm so grateful I can walk on my legs. My legs are working, or
yeah.
my arms are working, or I can see with my beautiful eyes. So it's
Oh, it
that.
doesn't.
Oh, love.
Oh, I don't know if you get, yeah, you're making me so emotional because it's just
Oh,
so beautiful to hear you talk like this.
yeah,
And if I could just take you with me to to some of the workshops and the people that I speak to that have practiced for years and years and years negative self-talk. I was one
yeah,
of them for 30 years,
yeah,
right? To have this insight that Aimee has here, what we focus on is where our attention grows. So as what Aimee is
exactly.
saying, if we practice these affirmations and getting up in the morning going, wow, I have gratitude for these feet because
Yeah,
I'm able to walk outside today. I've got 2 arms where I can feed myself or hug my mum with, or whatever, you know. It's your mum that says we go on a gratitude rampage, right? You know, thanks, Kathy, I knew you're on here. But that energy of like going, wow, I've got a body, rather than, oh, I hate my tummy today, or I hate the acne on my face. It's a different vibe, right?
Yeah, exactly. And me personally, whenever I start to doubt something on my body, say like my thighs are too fat or something like that, I have to stop myself and say, hang on, I've got beautiful thighs and they're amazing just for me. Like, they're for me and no one is supposed to be the same. So, yeah, that's how I think of it.
So let me ask you something. How do you stop yourself? This is the thing that I get from people all the time. It's like, you know, a lot of time I don't catch it before I say it kind of thing. And for me, it's about taking a really deep breath and coming back to the present moment with the Be Here method, like noticing my body, noticing the emotion and the energy behind it. But what do you do? Like, how do you catch yourself in that moment?
Yeah, so I actually caught myself the other day doing it in the mirror. So I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was comparing my body to Kendall Jenner, the model. I was comparing her to me, and I started thinking I don't have a body of a model, and I'm like, hang on. I stopped myself. I'm like, hang on. This is my body, not her body, my body. I'm supposed to look like me and not her. And I'm beautiful just the way I am, and I'm in proportion of just the way God's made me. So yeah, that's how I did it.
This is just really, really beautiful to hear. Guys that are on the feed at the moment, just give us a little love heart if you just felt what I just did with that. I think we all know who the whole Jenner tribe, and I've actually done a bit of research myself on the Kendall and Kylie Jenner facade, and they the amount of body editing that goes on with that, it's very real. There's quite a few people on YouTube that can disclose. There's research done on it now as well, and I know they pay their photographers so that there's no unedited photos on Google at all. Because that's the thing. This is what this pandemic is. When we start to post edited photos of ourselves, right, then how are we supposed to post a natural photo of ourselves when the last 10, 20, 50 photos are all edited, including our videos? So this is where this is a pandemic, and it's stemming onto things such as eating disorders, depression, anxiety, and then of course suicide. The suicide rates are going up huge. And this is it in a nutshell, because especially the Jenners, they can't even go outside now without paying their photographers in case they get a bad photo, because they don't look like their feeds. And this isn't just the Jenner family, this is everyone, right? And you know, it's hectic.
It's sad. It's sad to see that happening, and it's also sad because young kids are watching that, and they're like, oh, she's doing that, so I should do that. And it's really sad because then influencing a younger generation of like kids, and then they will grow up thinking editing or that kind of stuff is normal when really it isn't. And you want to teach them, like when I have kids, I will teach them to love themselves and just be themselves without any editing or filters even. So yeah.
Well, by that time that you have kids, I'm going to have these apps shut down.
Definitely.
That is my absolute mission. Filters are filters, they could be fun, but like in anything in excess is dangerous. But the body editing apps, they're absolutely not okay.
I know.
And you've got to, as I said, we've got to look at this root cause as to why we feel the need to change it. And exactly what Aimee said, and this is one of the things I talk about in this topic of my book, the selfie and Snapchat dysmorphia,
Yeah.
these younger kids from the age of 6, probably even younger, for the last 2 years, whilst we've been in the other pandemic, right,
Yeah.
have been seeing content that is not real. So these kids are being conditioned to believe that we are not enough as a normal body as we are. And it is just, it's killing us. And
Yeah.
this is a generation that's coming through. And the thing is, right, we as humans, energy is everything. We've created these apps, right, from a lack of self-love, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, like we're
Yeah.
just
Oh,
talking about that
definitely.
before.
Yeah.
From our own thoughts of unworthiness and not feeling enough, right? You know, it's
Mm.
been around for ages, the Photoshop and things like that. But the
Yeah.
moment we could get our hands on an app, if there was any feelings of unworthiness or feelings of being unloved or not enough, well,
Yeah.
here's an app. This is going to make you feel better. And guess what we've created? So if we've
Mm.
created this with our willpower,
Yeah.
right, and an energy behind it, if we can start to get behind authenticity and who we are as a human being and back that,
Yeah.
you're going to be a light, Father. Aimee, you are going to be such a light for the younger generation coming through. It takes one person to change another, and those
Yeah.
two people are going to change four. And
Yeah.
this is it in a nutshell. If we've created what we're seeing on these apps
Mm.
now, I know that you and I believe that it can change,
Yeah. We can
because
change the world.
self-love and acceptance take no effort, do they?
No, not
No.
one.
You take a photo, go, great, this is me today, and you put it up and you
Yeah.
forget about it. You don't have to
Yeah.
take 100 selfies. You don't have to spend, like some of the edits that I do for my Instagram feed take me
Yeah.
half an hour, sometimes an hour, like
Yeah.
to get it right, and just
Yeah.
like, what the,
Yeah.
like,
I sent you a photo last night. I just did one. That's good enough. Gave it to you. They're all good enough
yeah,
because you are good enough.
100%. It's just like, snap, here you
Yeah.
go, here's a photo. It's
Yeah.
perfect. And the less energy we spend on making ourselves perfect, the
Yeah.
more energy we can put back into ourselves, right? To
Mm.
feel and experience self-love and to practice, right? Putting that energy that we so deserve back into
Yeah.
ourselves, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And
Mm.
it's just, yeah, it's amazing. Like I was with a little kid the other day, and it kind of broke my heart because I was taking photos with them, and I was just having fun with them, and they said put on a filter, and I'm like, you don't need a filter, you're beautiful, and they're like, no, I'm not. She was 6 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
that broke my heart,
wow.
and yeah,
Oh,
so I'm like,
oh my goodness.
yeah, she's my little cousin, so I'm teaching her how to love herself.
You are teaching
And
her so much.
oh, yeah, I spend every Wednesday with her because I want to know that she's beautiful, because she is. She's so beautiful, and she's starting to love herself, and she's going to grow up being such an amazing little girl. She's she's amazing. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, and she's been through
Oh,
bullying.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And this is where it stems from, you know, and it's just having, and this is also our ride, you know, as you know, you're right at that age at 17, it's hard. And
yeah.
it's meant to be, though. It's meant to be messy. We
Oh
can't
yeah,
perfect it. We're meant to ride the messy waves
yeah,
and to not skim over it. And this is it. As all we can do is be a light for others. We can never fix or
yeah,
change another, as you know, but
yeah,
your influence in her life is just going to
yeah,
be absolutely amazing. And if you keep showing up for you and you're beautiful and authentic and real self,
yeah,
you're always a teacher to someone, and you'll be a massive teacher for her. And likewise, she will then pass it on. And that's
yeah,
what we're here to do, right? We're
yeah,
here to shine bright. We're here to be our most natural and raw selves. And
yeah,
that is the best thing any of us can do.
yeah,
So thank you. It was just so
yeah,
beautiful to hear you say that.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And like
yeah.
with bullying as well, it's amazing. Like a lot, and it's hurt me a lot, and I'm still getting triggered by that.
Yeah.
It is very hard to come out of, and like I used to be this really tiny, skinny girl. I used to get called anorexic, and I should eat more, and I did. And then when I ate more, I didn't like how I looked whatsoever, and I kept on working out, and I'm like, this isn't working. But what I had to do was to love myself and say, we go with the flow, and I'm gonna love myself just the way I am. So yeah, bullying has definitely affected me a lot, like with my body. But the thing is that my mum's taught me this, so thanks, Mum, if you're watching. They're only bullying you. Yeah. They're only bullying you because they're jealous of you, and you've got something that they don't have, and they secretly are very inspired by you. So thanks, Mum.
100%. You know, when we judge another, right, we're saying more about ourselves than the person we're judging, because to judge another person, we're missing out on love ourselves.
Yeah.
And we'll only ever judge another person because we don't feel we're lacking a sense of self-love ourselves. Right. And that's it. That's nothing to do with you. That's their work. And all you can do is you just keep showing up for you. And it's that's the most beautiful thing. It's you're triggering them because you are doing something that they wish they had, and they will find one day if you keep doing you. 100%. Remember, you're always a teacher. Always.
Yeah.
My love, I want to ask you one thing before I go. I'm going to have to take off. I've got a session with a client, but for any teenagers out there, or even mums or anyone who's using these apps, I guess what's one really short and sweet bit of advice you'd give them right now to start to change it?
One bit of advice.
Put you on the spot.
I've got to think about this. Always love yourself just the way you are, because there's only one of you in the world, and you gotta love yourself no matter what, and focus on the good parts of your body, even though you're perfect in your own way. You're perfectly imperfect. So Yep.
I love it. Focus on the good. Really picked up on that just then.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Exactly that. We have so much to focus on that is good around us. In fact, it's freaking great. And that's exactly what got me out of my eating disorder. So I'm so glad you said that. I had to find the things, the small things that made me feel good or that I could appreciate. And the more that I put energy into that, the more that grew.
Yeah.
And you know, it took years, I'm not going to lie, because I had deep ingrained patterns of not enough.
Yeah.
But now that's pretty much all I see. Yeah. Unless I'm a little bit out of balance and then I find myself judging and I'm like, hang on a second, I know how to get out of this. Exactly what you said. Focus on the good. So thank you.
And stop being a Kendall Jenner and a Kylie Jenner and start being you. Just
absolutely.
You.
Yeah.
Because you are beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Isn't she amazing? I am just so emotional because I know that you are going to do incredible things, and I've just been hanging for this chat for so long, as you know.
Too. Yeah.
And I thank you so much for being you. Just keep sharing that beautiful goodness out there. And look, I know that a lot of it's come from your beautiful mum as well, and Kathy.
Yeah.
Look at the most amazing human right here and the incredible things that she is doing for the world. I have so much love for you. I know that you're going to touch so many lives with this. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Biggest love, my friend, and I hope to see you in person very soon.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Wow. That was just incredible. Aimee Feenan, I'm so emotional. I don't know what to say. She's 17 years old. I was not like that at 17 years old. And I cannot be more in love with the message she just delivered. These body editing apps are not okay. If you want to join me, I am starting these workshops on the perfection pandemic. As I said, it is my second book after my first one is on my Watch Your Language. It's actually being released late May with the Kind Press. But this is my heart and my soul. Let's join together and become aware of these apps and do something about it. Just as Aimee said, focus on the good. Come back to just posting the original, raw, unedited, and imperfect version of yourself, and you're going to give light and permission for another person to do the same. The workshops are up on my website, watchyourlanguage.com, or you can click the link in my bio. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for jumping on. I so appreciate you all. Pop in the comments one way that you can be authentic or practice imperfection today. I would love to know. I've got to fly. You guys are incredible. Much love.